Hey guys, just like you, I listen to a lot of talk radio, I watch news on TV, I hear a lot of cheerleaders just talking about all the problems that we have, and no one seems capable to do anything about it. Not in our powerful media, not in our powerful talk radio. I mean, I listen to Glenn Beck, I listen to Rush Limbaugh, you know, I listen to Neil, I listen to all of them. And they all sound like a bunch of cheerleaders. They all talk about the problems that we have, but no one seems to be calling for any action. No one seems to be calling for anything to actually get done. I want to call for action. I want something done. I want us to get together. I want us to march in Washington. We have a Declaration of Independence. That Declaration of Independence gives us the right to change our government should we so choose to do so. And we choose to do so right now. We don't want to change the Constitution. We don't want to change the way that our government, is set up. We just want to replace all the scumbags in Congress. We want to replace all the scumbags in the Senate that are doing absolutely nothing for you and me. The only thing that they're doing is robbing us blind and decreasing our power and increasing theirs. Our Declaration of Independence allows us the right. It gives us the right to do this. All we have to do is get united and get it handled. I propose we go ahead and march in Washington with mock weapons. Let's cut them out of plywood, rifles made out of plywood, paint them white to show sincerity, because we are sincere about replacing those bastards. I, for one, have had enough, and I think that you have too. Our economy is in a shambles, and none of these clowns out there are willing to do anything about it. All they want to do is argue between themselves, and who can seize the most power and gain the most control over you and I. So let's go ahead and march in Washington. Let's go ahead and take, I don't know, 1 million, 2 million, 5, 10 million people with those mock weapons. Let's march in Washington. Let's make some demands. What demands do we want done? What are the things that are affecting us the most right now? What is affecting us the most right now is illegal immigration that is still running rampant. Just a few days ago, the Mexican military came across our borders into our country and held a couple of our border guards at gunpoint. This is unacceptable. That's a declaration of war, and no one in Washington is doing anything about it. We cannot allow the Mexican army to cross into our soil. That is an invasion by a foreign military, and we've done nothing about it. So one of the demands that we want is that we want our borders sealed. If immigrants want to come into our country from Mexico or South America or anywhere, or Canada, let them get a green card like I did and like a lot of other people have done. All right, get a green card, come into the country legally. We've got no problem with that. We want all the 12 or 14 or 20 or 30 million illegals. Nobody knows what the real number is. I want all those swinging dicks deported out of here. They're costing us hundreds of billions of dollars every year. They're costing us hundreds of billions of gallons of gas every day. Then that's part of the problem why our gasoline at the pump is so high as well. So we want to shut down our borders, and we want to remove all the illegals. We want that done. We want our Social Security money replaced. Those bastards stole our money. Now they're talking about increasing Social Security retirement age, increasing Social Security taxes, and maybe even a reduction of benefits. We don't want to hear that crap. They stole our money, we want it back. There are thousands upon thousands of people that work for the federal government, and let them all take a goddamn pay cut. I don't give a shit. They can take a pay cut, they can replace that money and take care of the IOUs that they put into that account. It's time that we do that. We want our energy crisis solved. We don't need to give the Saudi Arabians, people that want to absolutely kill us, we don't need to be giving them $700 billion a year or whatever that amount is. That's a lot of money. We can be energy independent if we just drill everywhere and explore everywhere in this country. Drill in my backyard, drill in your backyard, I don't give a rat's ass. Drill in Anwar, drill on the outer continental shelf, drill off the coast of Florida, California, whatever that we can find oil, let's drill it, because we can be energy independent and we don't need to give money to people that are using that money to buy weapons to kill us. You understand that, right? I mean, this is the absolute God's honest truth. These people are not fooling around, and we're totally asleep in this country, and we're just going along like nothing is happening and like we don't know how to do anything. We do know how to do something about it, and what we can do is that we can march in Washington and demand that these things get done. We will march in Washington in numbers, in multitudes, and we will take the mock weapons. We will make these demands. Illegal immigration, illegal aliens gone, border shut down, Social Security money replaced, energy independence, is what we want. And we'll give them, I don't know, 90 days, 180 days, a year, Let's set a time to where we can work with, and that they can be allowed, to do that. I think a year is way too long, because it doesn't take that long to run up a bunch of illegals, throw them in the bus, and get them the hell out of here. But let's say that we give them 12 months. At the end of 12 months, if these demands are not met, then we will go ahead and remarch in Washington again. But this time we will take real weapons, and we will move them by force. If they won't resign, we will move them by force and replace them with people that can get the job done. We can do this. All we have to do is unite. All we have to do is be Americans. All we have to do is be proud of this country. All we have to do is want to retain our freedom and avoid another civil war. Because if we don't do anything about it, a civil war is coming. And then all shit's going to hit the fan, and you're going to wonder how we got to this point. And they got to this point because you and others decided to do absolutely nothing, because it didn't affect you right now at this particular moment. When an illegal alien murders someone, the person that got murdered, they probably thought that was never going to happen to them. Their families never thought about it. And then when it happens, they wonder, well, how the hell could this happen to us? It happened to you because you allowed it to happen. And if we don't take care of what we need to take care of right now, and we don't march in Washington, we don't demand their resignation unless they do certain tasks that we want done, then we want them to resign. And if they don't resign, we can forcibly remove them from office. We employ them, we can unemploy them. It's just food for thought. Go to my website, joeblowpolitics.com, if you're not there already, and just subscribe to the newsletter. That gives me your email. We can stay in touch, and we can plan and strategize as to how this will take place. Because I'm tired of listening to a bunch of cheerleaders out there. I'm tired of listening to a bunch of people that all they're concerned, like Sean Hannity and Glenn Beck and everybody else. They're nice people and they mean well, but they're about making money, increasing television rates, and putting money in the bank. I'm not a rich man. I'm an immigrant, just like a whole lot of immigrants in this country here. But I love the country. I love what it's done for me. I love what it can do for my children. And I don't want to lose it. I don't want to wake up one morning and find myself living in a country I do not recognize. I don't want to wake up one morning and find myself living in a country just like the country I left. Socialized communists, they could give a shit's ass about you. So this is something I propose to you. Let's march in Washington. Let's make our demands clear. Let's demand they resign if they don't meet these demands. And if they don't resign by the time the deadline comes around, then let's march in Washington with real weapons. And this is the reason why liberals are so afraid of the Second Amendment. Because the Second Amendment is not designed to protect you against criminals on the street. It is designed to protect you against the intrusive government that we have in power today. The kings and dictators, and we need to throw them all out. So you think about this. You let me know how you feel about it, because I'd love to hear from you. But we should absolutely march in Washington in multitudes, millions of us, and demand that they resign if they don't meet these demands. Shut down the borders, remove all illegal immigrants, deport them all, energy independence. We don't need to depend on Arabs and anybody else, and replace our Social Security money. This is what we want done right now. We want to eliminate all pork barrel. We want a lot, but let's start with these items right here, and then we'll take it from there. Because when we remove them from office, we can replace them with someone that will do the will of the people.